Yeat didn't just blow up. He confused the entire music industry, and then took over anyway. Because if we're being honest, the first time most people heard Yeat, they had no idea what was going on. The beats were chaotic. The lyrics sounded like a different language. And the ad-libs, yeah, we're not even going to try to translate those. But somehow, that confusion turned into obsession. And in less than 3 years, Yeat went from being an underground artist to one of the most talked about names in rap. No traditional rollout, no industry blueprint. Just vibes, consistency, and a sound that shouldn't have worked, but did. Now the real question is, how does someone go from being completely overlooked to building one of the most loyal fan bases in music almost overnight? Because this wasn't luck. This was timing, mixed with understanding exactly how the internet works. And once you see it, you start to realize Yeat didn't follow the industry. The internet built him. Now to understand how this happened, we gotta go back to the beginning. Before the numbers, before the hype, before the Tonka talk, there was just a kid making music, trying to figure it out. Now early on, Yeat wasn't what you hear today. The sound wasn't fully developed. The energy wasn't as refined. He was experimenting, trying different flows, different beats, different styles. And for a while, it wasn't really going anywhere. Now this is where most artists quit. Because when you're dropping music and nobody's reacting, it feels like you're talking to yourself. But Yeat kept going. And this is where things start getting interesting. Because instead of trying to sound like everyone else, he leaned into what made him different. Now let's talk about that sound for a second. Because this is where people get confused. Yeat's music isn't built on traditional structure. It's built on feeling. The beats hit harder, the bass is heavier, the energy is chaotic, but controlled. And then there's the language. Because let's be real, Yeat created his own world. Tonka, Twizzy, Lou Geeky. If you're not tapped in, you're lost. And that's actually the point. Because once you understand it, you feel like you're part of something. And that's how cult fan bases are built. Now this is where TikTok enters the picture. Because Yeat didn't just make songs. He made moments. Short clips, catchy sounds, energy that translates instantly. And once those clips hit TikTok, everything changed. Now let's talk about Get Busy. Because this is where things really start to take off. This isn't just a song. This is a statement. Energy, replay value, viral potential. Everything is there. And once this hits, Yeat isn't just accelerates everything. Because TikTok doesn't care about full songs. It cares about moments. 10 seconds, 15 seconds, just enough to catch attention. Because while all of this is happening, you've got people arguing about him. You've got one side saying, wow, yo, this is the future. And then you've got the other side saying, this don't make no sense. And somehow, both sides are still listening. And that's when you know you've crossed over. Because now it's not just fans, it's conversation. And conversation drives everything. Now, let's talk about this. Industry success is controlled. Radio, playlists, labels pushing records. But internet success? That's chaotic. That's people reacting to this. He'd be sitting there like, yo, I don't even know what he's saying, but this is hard. And that's the exact reaction a lot of people had. Confused, but still listening. And that's powerful. Because most artists need you to understand them. Yeat just needs you to feel it. Now let's talk about something else that happened during this era. The memes. Because once your music becomes memeable, it goes even further. People remixing sounds, people quoting lines, people making jokes, and all of that keeps the music alive, even when you're not dropping. Now let's get into some of these moments, because this is where it really starts clicking. Poppin'. This is one of those records. Relevant means people are still paying attention, but expanding, that means new people are tuning in. Now think about that shift. You go from side, do I stay the same or do I evolve? And that decision is risky either way, because if you stay the same, people get bored. But if you change too much, you lose the people who got you here. And this is exactly where Yeat finds himself. Now this is where Afterlife comes in. And this project feels different. Not bad, not necessarily better, just different. The energy shifts. It's less chaotic, more controlled. Less about pure rage, more about atmosphere. Now for some fans, this is growth. This is evolution. This is an artist taking his sound to another level. But for others, this is where the confusion comes back. Because now it's like, wait, this don't hit the same. And this is where the split happens. You've got one side saying, he's getting better. And then you've got the other side saying, he lost the energy. Now let's talk about that for a second. Because this is something every artist goes through. The sound that gets you on is not always the sound that keeps you on. So when you try to evolve, you're always risking something. Now let's talk about the music on this project, because this is where you really feel the shift. The beats are still heavy, but they're more spaced out, more experimental, more focused on creating a vibe, instead of just hitting you. But others, they're starting to hesitate. They're not as quick to say it's a hit. They're listening, but they're thinking more. And that's a different type of reaction. Now let's zoom out again, because this moment is bigger than just one project. This is about direction, because once you step into this space, you can't go backwards easily. Now you've introduced themselves to like it. You know that one friend that listens to a song and goes, nah bro, you just don't get it. Part of what built the fan base. People didn't just listen to Yeat, they tried to figure him out. But now, he's changing that. Because with Lane. And then you've got the other side saying, I still don't get it. This just hype. Give it a few years. Now let's be real. That debate is exactly where you want to be. Because if everybody agrees on you, you're probably not that impactful. But if people are arguing about you, now you're part of the culture. Now, let's break this down for real. Because Yeat's rise is not traditional. He didn't come up through radio. He didn't rely on interviews. He didn't follow the usual blueprint. Album. So the potential is there. But potential doesn't guarantee longevity. Execution does.